Hi, it's Chef Rick, and today I'm making crushed avocado on toast. Okay, here we go. So crushed avocado on toast, or smashed avocado on toast, as a lot of people call it. It's very trendy breakfast at the moment, very healthy, very clean. It's basically like a guacamole on toast with a poached egg. I'll show you how I make it. So we're going to start with some fresh tomatoes, and first of all chop off the tops and then chop them into quarters. And then we're just going to remove the middle of these. We're going to remove all the seeds and all the juice. So these tomatoes are really quite fresh, so I'm just going to cut them out and then use my fingers just to push out any remaining seeds and juice, which is just going to leave us with the tomato skin. If your tomatoes are slightly softer, you might not even need to use a knife to cut them out. You can just often push out the middles, but that's what we're looking to do. So you're going to get rid of all of that juice and all of those seeds, and you're left with these tomato skins. Now take each of those tomato skins, and whenever we want to dice something, the first thing we do is always cut it lengthways, turn it sideways on again and cut each of those lengths, and that's going to give you those small lovely cubes of tomato. A red chilli. So I'm just going to chop off the top, and we're going to remove all the seeds from the inside. So one of the quickest and easiest ways is just to rub the chilli down like that. Squeeze it as much as you like. It's just going to break off most of the seeds in that stalk, and once you've done that, cleared your work area, chop the thing in half. You can see that pretty much it's all gone, and then I just remove any little veins or any of the middle bits or any of the seeds just with the back of a knife, scrape it off like that, and that's going to leave you with the skin or the outside of the chili with no seeds. Seeds are always the hottest bit of a chili, so doing it this way with a red chili like that's not particularly hot anyway is going to give you all of that flavour of chili without a crazy amount of heat. And we're going to chop this really nice and finely. So just as we do with anything, there's no technique to it. We just go nice and slow, work our way through it, keep bringing it back to the middle, chopping and chopping again, just like we do with garlic. If you kept on doing this for another 5 minutes, you'd turn it into a paste, but we just want it to be really, really small chopped chili, just like that. Now an onion. Again, I think it feels like we're chopping onion in every single video of mine, but you know what we do? The first thing is we chop off the top, and then we chop through the root, but keep the root intact. That's going to stop us crying. We only need half an onion for this recipe, so I'll just chop a half. We take the peel off and then slice down through the onion, but not going all the way to the back where the root is. We just slice down so the whole thing stays intact. Whilst I'm doing this, you know what I'm going to ask. Please, if you do like my videos, hit like at the bottom and hit that bell to subscribe. I do 3 videos a week. It's free for you to do. So you'll see how the onion is held together still by the root. And then we just slice into it sideways on very slowly, just continually moving your fingers out the way of where the knife's going to go, and then slice down. And that's going to give us nice cubes of onion, nice very small pieces of onion. What you can then do is take your pile of chopped onion, chop into it sideways on like we do with the garlic, or we did with the chili earlier, but really you just want nice small pieces of onion like that. Garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. This one we're going to mince, and we're going to just basically chop off the top, chop off the bottom, peel them, crush them with the back of a knife, just like we did with the chili. We're just going to start working through it. So keep control of your knife by keeping one hand on the top near the tip, and just slowly but surely just keep working left and right, scraping off any bits that go onto the edge of the knife like that, bringing it all back to the middle and just working it left and right. The longer you do it, as I always say, you'd ultimately turn this into like a paste. We just want this to be very finely chopped garlic. Like that. Okay, now a lime. Obviously, just for the purpose of this video and to keep everything clean, I'm juicing it properly in a juicer. Really, you can just squeeze your lime in. As with all of these things, a lot of the stuff I do is just so it looks really smart. Now, an avocado. First of all, run the knife around the stone of the avocado like that, and it shouldn't take much effort at all to just twist it. You see how it's all kind of perfectly cut through. Open it up, and there's your stone. Quickest way to remove the stone from the avocado is don't do this from a great height. Just lift it just an inch up and chop down. Give it a little twist, and that stone will stay on the knife. And you've removed the stone from the avocado. Let's pop it off the knife. There we go. So that's done. And to remove the flesh from the avocado, you can scoop it out with a spoon. So just work a dessert spoon around the outside. And you've removed all of the flesh. If there were any bits still stuck to the skin or the shell or whatever you want to call that, scrape them away with a spoon, but this one pretty much popped out, so there's hardly anything there. In fact, this one was so perfect and fresh, you can actually just peel off the skin like this. If you ever wanted to use avocado and slice it and fan it out and make it look really beautiful, this is the best way to do it. Just carefully peeling off the outside. You see how perfect and lovely that is? This is ultimately going to all be mashed up anyway, so it doesn't really matter how they come out. A squeeze of lime juice, I would call that a squeeze. And now just mash up the avocado. You can use a fork, but just clean your hands. Get your hands in there and clean it. This is always the best way. It's how they do it in Mexico, so this is how I do it. Just grab onto your avocado and just keep squeezing it. You're totally in control. It removes any bigger lumps. Always gets a lovely, nice, smooth avocado. But like I say, you could just do this with a fork. It'd take you quite a bit longer. Don't do it in a food processor or a blender. You're not looking to turn this into a liquid. You still want it to have texture to it. But as I say, get your hands in there, you'll feel totally in control. If you don't want to get your hands, I don't know, for whatever reason, wear gloves. But yeah, totally the best method, if you ask me. Into that avocado goes garlic, chili, tomatoes, onion. Also, by the way, you don't have to add any of this. What I would say, it definitely needs the avocado and the lime. But the other bits, the other components, is more like a nice guacamole that I'm making here, and it's the best. Salt and pepper, and a squeeze of extra virgin olive oil, and I'll just mix all of that together. And this is going to taste amazing, but now go off looks as well. So if you want it to have more red flecks through it, so just add a bit more tomato. Taste it. If you think it needs a little bit more onion, add a bit more onion. But really, we're looking for that green avocado mix. So let's give it a little taste now. And then determine it needs a little bit more of the lime. So what you would do is an extra squeeze of lime. A little bit more black pepper. Didn't need any more salt. That is an absolutely beautiful guacamole. Just perfect. You can add coriander to it as well, but I choose not to. So we take some sourdough bread. I'll put a link to the recipe for sourdough. So we're just going to take sourdough bread, cut off a couple of nice pieces of toast. Put those in the toaster, and we'll pop those down just before we're ready to serve. This water, I'm only sticking my finger in there just to show you how much water is in the pan. We're going to poach some eggs, get that water onto a medium heat, and add a squirt of vinegar, any vinegar. I use malt vinegar because I like to see that the liquid's gone that kind of golden hue. Carefully lower in an egg. And just wait a second before you lower in your second egg, or as many other eggs as you want to add, because by tipping that first egg in, you've lowered the temperature of the water slightly. So give it a second before you add the next egg. Don't worry at all about any of those little wispy bits of white that you can see at the sort of top of the egg there. You can remove all of those. You can remove them all with a slotted spoon at this stage, but you'll certainly remove them before you actually serve the egg, so it looks really pretty. That egg's cooking away nicely. You can see it's floated to the surface, so I know it's not stuck to the bottom of the pan, which is a bit of a risk with poached eggs. And then we carefully lower in the second egg. And we just give these eggs a moment just to find themselves. If you start trying to move them around now, that white is just going to splay out everywhere, which you don't want. And now just freeing them up from the bottom of the pan, making sure that they're not sticking using a slotted spoon. You see how I've just chopped off a bit of the wispy white there with the spoon? That wispy little bit of white. Just keep doing that, like get rid of it, just so your eggs look lovely and neat. You can see that extra bit there, I already spotted it, and then remove it, just so your eggs stay in a nice uniform shape. The test, give them a wobble, and if just the yolk wobbles, then you know they're done. If the white wobbles as well, then they need a little bit longer. Put them on clean kitchen roll. I, of course, as you know, use and waste tea towels, things like this. Get those eggs out and season them with salt and pepper. And now we're pretty much ready to go. So we've toasted our sourdough bread. Give it a spread of real butter, just a little bit. And now spread on the avocado mixture, or the guacamole. Terrible camera work by me there, doing it out of shot, but you'll see in a moment exactly how much I've spread on. Do this to your own preferences. So there's the avocado on toast, to which we're going to add a couple of poached eggs and serve. And and that is crushed or smashed avocado on toast with poached eggs. There's the money shot. Absolutely gorgeous. It's always a crowd pleaser. It's absolutely delicious. It's healthy, it's fresh, and yeah, it's one of my favourite breakfasts ever. Thank you so much for watching the video. You've no idea how much I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.